All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to have a reaction to the workouts that took place between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, but also what one of the most renowned trainers in boxing had to say about the fight. And it's really interesting because it is something that has been echoed by people on both sides of the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight. And absolutely hilarious to me, man, because I swear, both these guys are excellent fighters. You can have a guy that you want to win. Somebody else can have a guy that they want to win. But some of these conclusions that people draw, man, to me are just like, come on, man, you guys are overdoing it. But let's talk about what Abel Sanchez had to say about the fight. Let's do it in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Fanon of Fanon International Boxing. And I want to say thank you to everybody from coming to watch the video with me or talk with me about this fight coming up. And we're going to cover what Abel Sanchez, who is the former trainer, or maybe the current trainer, for Gennady Golovkin, had to say about the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fight and the prediction that he made. Also, I'm going to share some insights that some other people made that were kind of close to this about the workouts that took place yesterday and the day before in Las Vegas ahead of this big fight that is taking place. But before I get into it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you very, very much for your continued support. But let's get to this. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford will be fighting the Saturday after this, 8 days from now, in Las Vegas for the Undisputed Championship of the World. And the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO belts will all be on the line. And it should be an absolutely terrific fight. Abel Sanchez, who is the trainer of Gennady Golovkin, he's also been the trainer of many other fighters in his tenure, gave his prediction for the fight, and he picked Errol Spence Jr. to win. And this is why he picked Errol Spence Jr. to win, because he says that Terence Crawford is not a 147 pounder, that his real weight is 140 pounds, and that yes, he has beaten people at 147 pounds, but when you have guys that are of equal skill or close to one another in skill and ability, the guy that is the natural 147 pounder, the bigger guy, is the guy that he is going to pick to win the fight. Now, when Errol Spence Jr. himself was asked about the size and whether he thinks size will come into play in the fight, he says, yeah, I don't know. You know, it's really going to be about who is able to impose their will on the other guy, whether or not, you know, who stays focused, and talks about all of those other things, which I think is a very fair answer to that question, because it's not all about size. Now, I will say, though, that, you know, there is an adage that a good big guy beats a good small guy. And in the weigh-ins, where Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. are weighing in, one guy does look, it's interesting in the weigh-in because Errol, to me, looked more lean than Terence Crawford did. Now, Terence obviously had a white shirt covering himself when he worked out. And I'm not, it looked like it was a Box Raw shirt. I could be wrong. It looked like it was designed to get him to sweat a little bit, but you know, because it had that real tight neck across the top. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't hanging. And also it looked like that a little Box Raw deal right there. So it may have been, you know, kind of like a light shirt, but was, you know, to help him, to make him sweat more. But If you look at his face looked full, and more full than Errol Spence Jr.'s face that looks like it's kind of slimming down. And obviously you saw Errol working out, and Errol did not have, man, he had next to nothing on his body, as far as fat goes. Looked completely ripped, but muscular at the same time. Obviously he's going to have weight to lose when he gets into next week before the weigh-in, which will take place a week from today on the 28th. He should look even more slim then at the weigh-in than he did at that workout. But if you look at him, one guy looks a little bit more solid, looks bigger at this stage. As relative to his ability to be full size, right? Where Errol looked like he was more thin, like he had less on him. Now, why would that be? Because Errol's the bigger guy. And Errol will, when you're looking at him and you're looking at him and saying, okay, let's see how cut he is. Still has a lot of muscle on him. He still has a big frame, but he's probably still around the same weight as Terence. But when Terence is that weight, it's going to be a little bit more water weight, a little bit more flesh on him, right? Than with Errol Spence. So I think what we're probably going to see is what Abel Sanchez has to say, and that is that more than likely you're going to wind up seeing a bigger, stronger Errol Spence Jr. in the ring with Terence, and that you should see as the fight goes on that very well may be a factor. Now, the article that discussed this, which is Boxing News 24, and I would always say, hey man, if you guys really want a good read, even though I think it used to be Eastside Boxing, and I wasn't the biggest fan of them when I used to have to go to their comment sections and listen to what everybody says. But they have several writers over there that really do share interesting perspectives. And I don't think enough people now, as boxing fans, read enough articles. They rely a lot on YouTube and Twitter, and for people to give them their synopsis of what articles say and what the fighters say that are quoted in those articles. However, looking at the people that Terence Crawford has fought and Errol Spence Jr. has fought, and you'll see that Terence Crawford has, fought people that were later on in their career who had good names at the time, and really, though, weren't really quite at the top of their career at the time that they fought him, right? So versus Errol Spence Jr., who literally took the belts off of the guys. But they mentioned things like when you looked at Terence Crawford and you see, look, man, Terence got a receding hairline and he's got gray in his beard. And he's in his third weight class versus Errol Spence Jr., who looks like, according to Abel Sanchez, he says, look, man, I don't even know if Errol Spence Jr. has even peaked yet as a fighter. Now, you could say that Errol is 32, 33, or 33. Terence Crawford is 36, 35, 36. I think it'll be 36 in November. But if you look at the number of fights that they have and their fight age, significantly different, right? Where Errol has 10 less fights. I think this may be Errol's 28. I think this may be Errol's 30th fight, either the 29th or 30th fight, where this is Terence Crawford's 40th fight. So significantly more wear and tear on you, more training camps, more punches taking, all of those type of things for Terence Crawford, more draining yourself to get down in weight, right? More of those things that your body go through. And I think that's why Abel Sanchez says, look, man, I think I'm going to take Errol Spence Jr. in this fight, younger, fresher, just as skilled, right? And he also talked about the fact with Errol Spence, how he thought when Errol Spence Jr. came out of the Olympics that he was really going to be the man along with Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown didn't really pan out as much. But Errol Spence Jr., he said, again, he doesn't even think the man has peaked yet. So anyway, it's going to be real interesting to see. You let me know what you think about what Abel Sanchez had to say in the comment sections. And with that, I'm out. Peace.